G'day guys, new mod came out. We're trying to revive the community, so I decided I'd make a new army building video for those who are not so good at it. First up, we've got an ability critter. I like it a lot. It can often turn the tides in battles, even when I'm losing, which is the Fox Cockroach. Now, I fucked it up when I tried to choose critters. I got the Coyote instead, but I changed it at the end. Basically, this boy's he lowers HPs with pretty much just the one hit. So you can hit, put him under, you get him out of there, put him back up so that his endurance regenerates, and with high endurance, and of course regenerates pretty quickly when he's out of the ground. Second up, we've got classic Poison Freebra, or the Poison Frog Zebra. In this mod, having front legs of the zebra is actually pretty much the same cost. Now you can choose if you want more HPs or if you want better speed. I decided better speed, which means it's easy to micro with. You can see that the changes are very minimal. Cost is actually less. It's actually cheaper. This time I decided to put some like in-game action of these guys. Now here you can see the Freebras and my Foxoach in action. I don't know if you saw it at the start there, you might have to rewind if you missed it, but I actually popped my Foxoach up, used Plague. You can see all their HPs are ridiculously low, even though I've only hit them a few times. I only had 3 or 4 Freebras versus his much larger force with actually high level creatures, and I hold him off pretty well. I kill most of his critters, only the two kangaroo frogs. There's one more coming now, but I pretty much managed to hold him off with less than half as what he's got. He runs off to regroup here, but yeah, pretty good. Number 3, a melee, of course. Big fan of the level 2 melees. I decided to not put anything too expensive or too hard to use in this one, seeing as it would be mostly for newer blokes who are new to this, obviously. Warcane line, pretty easy to use, decent HP, good defense, good speed, leap attack, regen, low cost. I mean, swarm ability is ridiculous. What you'll pick up, and through most of this as well, is that high defense and regeneration combos are actually ridiculously good. We've got some footage here of me again taking on a larger force and using these bad boys. Much cheaper than what he's using. I switch views here in a second to show that his economy is actually not that much better, if at all, and you can see how many more. There you go. How many more of these I'm actually able to afford. It's actually a fantastic counter for what he's got at the moment, because he has low damage melees with high HPs and good range. But because my bad boys soak up so much damage, I can go straight for the range, knock that out, and once he has no range, his meat shield is virtually useless. I get some backup here from my range. But number 3 is a walking. Well, I was going to go walking stick turtle, but it's a broken critter. It's a broken animal. Hopefully it'll get nerfed in the next mod. Look at the defense, ridiculous amount of defense, regeneration, good HPs, good speed, good water speed, pretty cheap. So I decided to not to use this one. Of course, you can always use it if you like, but I thought a bit overpowered. I thought I'd introduce you to something else. Now this is a good mix. This is a high melee, high speed. It's got regeneration it's got frenzy and high endurance, which means it can basically use permanent frenzy. You frenzy, it will regen in a few seconds. Frenzy again, it doubles its damage, and its damage is about 22, so goes to about 44. It's ridiculous, actually. So here's an example. Obviously, this is early game, and it was a bit dodgy of me to do this, but I just thought I'd show you guys like how quickly it actually tear through a base. I mean, these are just mostly sound beam towers and defensive buildings, but I only made the 8, no reinforcements, and he's managed to destroy everything and get stuck into his lab pretty quickly after this. You can see how quickly I'm able to reuse frenzy, which of course comes in incredibly handy when you're raiding. Which this is a raiding critter. I don't expect to take on large forces with these guys, and and win. Next up is Alien Elf. I've been using this one for a while now, since the last patches as well. Pretty basic, pretty straightforward. I mean, it's just Pack Hunter, Speed, and Dolphin, along with almost any melee goes down pretty well, especially Walking Turtles, of course, because you can't get through them, and these bad boys pump out 7 sonic damage, plus the Pack Hunter bonus. So yeah, pretty good. Bit on the expensive side, but yeah, pretty good. Here we go. We got a few Pork Chimps. Of course, they are a bit weaker, but you get to see the Dolphins in action. I'm using those Walking Turtles that I explained earlier just as a bit of a distraction, so they aim for something else, but all the damage being dealt is being dealt by the Dolphins. Yeah, forgot to micro a bit there, but here we go. So you can see cone damages more than one person at a time, which of course is why Sonic is so useful, especially at higher levels. We see 2 level 4 Piranha Bulls, which are pretty hardy, pretty strong, and not much versus a bunch of Alien Elves. Next up was the Hippo Archerfish, level 4 artillery, high defense, ridiculously high water speed, good artillery damage. I wouldn't usually include 2 combat level 4s in an army. Usually I would maybe just do a loner or a flyer or something stupid like that, and to try not to spend too much money at level 4 and just skip straight to level 5, where you can make your strongest critters. But it's pretty good. Yeah, it can deal some good damage, break down fences if they're turtling, and yeah, it can be used at level 5 as well if they're using weak range or something. It's overall a pretty hardy and versatile critter. So yeah, here you can see I think 6 of just my Hippo Fish versus what is that, 5, 7, probably about 13 of his whales, or a few of them are dead now. I mean, I die, like my critters die, but that was some pretty bad micro for me, and his were upgraded, way more expensive. I mean, mine half the cost, 6 versus however many there were. I took out a few. I mean, you can imagine if it was maxed, or if I had a few more, I could have easily taken them all out. So yeah, something to think about.